Hey guys, so I just got out of the Samsung Galaxy S25 briefing and here are the phones right in front of me. So we have the mint color Galaxy S25, the icy blue Galaxy S25 Plus, and finally the titanium silver blue Galaxy S25 Ultra. These are very slim phones this time. In fact, it is the slimmest Galaxy flagships that Samsung has ever produced. So here's what you need to know about them in today's video. Now let's start off with the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus. Now they both have the same screen sizes as their predecessors. The Galaxy S25 has a 6.2-inch display, whereas the Galaxy S25 Plus has a 6.7-inch display. Now in terms of the design, when you look at photos alone, you might think that they actually look similar to the previous model, which I wouldn't blame you for that because they both pretty have the same design language here. But once you pick them up for the first time, the first thing that you will immediately notice is that how slim and how much lighter they are than the previous models. In terms of the weight, Samsung says that it is up to 15 grams lighter. If you talk about the Galaxy S25 Ultra, I'm not sure about the S25 and S25 Plus, but they definitely feel a lot slimmer and lighter than before. Now, the most obvious change here is the screen bezels. As usual, Samsung always slims down their screen bezels on their flagships almost every year, but this is probably the slimmest screen bezels that I have ever seen on a Galaxy flagship device. In terms of specs, the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus are no longer powered by Exynos processors, but they are all powered by the same Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy processors. The S25 now has 12 GB of RAM, and both phones have storage starting at 256 GB, which is actually a pretty great thing. Camera-wise, you might find that they have a little bit of design change on the camera ring here, where they have added a little bit of swirl ring around the lenses, which I think is a really nice touch. They still have the same 50-megapixel main camera with OIS, a 10-megapixel telephoto, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera as before. And as for the front cameras, they both have the same 12-megapixel cameras as before. So basically, the S25 and S25 Plus are iterative upgrades over their predecessors as usual, with some great design changes. But what we really want to talk about is the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which as usual, Samsung is putting most of the upgrade efforts on its best flagship device here. Now, if you look at the S25 Ultra, it now has a 6.9-inch display, which is 0.1 inches bigger than its predecessor, but it basically feels like the same size as the S24 Ultra, and that's because it has slimmer bezels that allows Samsung to put on a bigger screen on the same form factor. And thankfully, we still have the S Pen right here in the silo here, but unfortunately, this S Pen is no longer Bluetooth enabled, which means you can't use it as a camera shutter and do some other cool things like changing slides and all that, which is a little bit of a shame, but something that Samsung has probably need to compromise in order to upgrade some of the internals of this phone. So like the S25 and S25 Plus, this is also powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, and it still comes with 12 GB of RAM with a starting storage of 256 GB. So what Samsung has really upgraded on the S25 Ultra this time is obviously the camera. So the telephoto and ultra-wide camera is now both a 50-megapixel camera, while the ultra-wide camera supports macro shots, which we believe is going to take much better shots than before because of the higher native resolution. The main camera is still a 200-megapixel camera like before, but the periscope 10x zoom camera is unfortunately still at 10 megapixels, which to be honest, is something that I wish they would upgrade. But yeah, it's still a 10 times optical zoom camera, mind you guys. So yeah, it is still going to take pretty nice zoom shots. All right, so what Samsung really wants to focus this time on all the Galaxy S25 is really all about its AI features. I mean, they pretty much spend half of the briefing talking about the improved AI features on the Galaxy S25 series, saying that it has better integration with apps, and all this AI stuff is now done. Most of them are done on device, and there's more security, and most of the data that is being uploaded, even if it is using cloud-based AI, it is all stored in Galaxy AI server, so you can be sure of that. So of course, the software has some new features right here, such as this new capsule feature here, which you get to swipe between the timer, music, and some other apps that has been integrated onto one UI. And of course, there's this new thing called morning brief, which is essentially like a briefing feature when your alarm clock rings and you get to know what is the weather, what is the news that you need to check out, and it gets you notified of whatever you need to know in the morning. So this morning brief basically only shows like for one time and it's gone for the rest of the day. So yeah, it's something really nice, a nice touch that Samsung has done on the software itself. And of course, yeah, the whole thing is, it feels very fresh because this new One UI software here really has some new design element change, which I can't explain it all in just one video alone, which we'll need to get into the full review to really tell you guys all about it. So Galaxy AI on Galaxy S25, what's new here? So one of my favorite features is now being able to create your own emoji stickers here. So all I need to do is to just tap on this emoji button here, and I press the plus once I'm on the Galaxy AI section here, tap on plus, and you do realize that this interface looks very similar to Image Playground on iOS. So all I need to do is to type in a prompt. For example, I can type rabbit with hat and tie, for instance. And notice that this is going to be done on device. This is definitely an improvement over the previous Galaxy AI that's on the S24 Ultra, which I think will be upgraded as well, because this is going to be done on device rather than going through online. All right, so let's just tap on generate and notice that how fast it comes out. Okay, so yeah, there you go, comes out like in just 3 seconds. So that's my rabbit with a hat and tie, and once I'm done, I just simply tap done, and yeah, there you go, it goes into my Samsung notes just like this. I can even attach it as a sticker on WhatsApp, which is something that I really like. My second favorite Galaxy AI feature is audio eraser. Now imagine when you take a video, you sometimes have some unwanted background noise and you want to erase them. Audio eraser is the tool that you will want to use on the Galaxy S25 series. So this feature is accessible after you take a video, you tap on the edit button, and this is where it will take you to when you tap on the audio button right here. So let's tap on audio eraser. So here are a few things that you can do. So you can either remove voices, crowd, wind noise, and even light noise. So it automatically detects what kind of sound that you have in your video, and it suggests what kind of elements that you want to remove in your video, which is something that is super cool. I've yet to test this out because we are not yet in a really noisy environment, but we'll definitely find out about it in our full review. Aside from the Galaxy AI features, there are some slight improvements in terms of video taking on the Galaxy S25 series. Now, this is the Pro video mode, and as you can see, you can finally shoot videos in lock colors, which means you can color grade your videos later in post-production, which I think is really cool. And you also get a zebra pattern color, which is good for checking focus peaking, and even like false color, which I think these are really great stuff for videographers who use their smartphones for taking videos. Now, there are also some other nice UI improvements as well, such as this button right here that lets you change settings using your right hand if you want to do that instead of going to the side here, which I think is a lot more convenient to do that. Now, of course, you do also get some other modes right over here, such as dual record, which I think is still a really cool feature. You can record 2 videos at the same time, and yeah, you get the same interface here for you to change settings, so you don't really need to go all the way up here. Finally, I want to talk about the accessories of the Galaxy S25 series because they all look very interesting this time. Now, starting with this 3-in-1 charging dock here. Now, you do realize that the Galaxy S25 Plus here is magnetically attached to this charging dock here, and that's because you've got a clear magnetic case right here that is made for this charging dock here. So you can just simply just stick it on it, and you can even tilt the phone just like this, which is really unique because I don't really see any charging docks that can actually tilt your phone. So this is super useful just in case if you want to watch a movie on your phone and you want to keep it charged, you can simply just attach it magnetically and tilt the device as you want to. Now, of course, this charging dock can also charge your Galaxy Watch and Galaxy Buds as well with a magnetic charging pad right here. Now, let's talk about cases. So these 2 cases, this is obviously a kind of like a transparent bumper case for the Galaxy S25. It actually looks very solid. It will definitely resist bumps very well. And this is also the same for the Galaxy S25 Plus. Now, let's move on to some other cases here. Now, these 2 are the most interesting among all. So this is like a Crocs. This is actually the Crocs case for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. It looks super cool. It feels like you can just wear this case on your leg. Yeah, you can just put on the S25 Ultra here and wear it and step on it, because the S25 Ultra has a very strong Gorilla Armor 2 glass, so why not, right? And you even got this Hershey chocolate case. Well, it doesn't look as practical as it seems, but it looks pretty cool as an official phone case. So yep, that's my first impressions of the Galaxy S25 series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and meanwhile, stay subscribed to the channel for the full review of these devices coming right up. And I'll see you guys in the next one.